Deadpool and Wolverine comes out this Friday, and if the teasers are any indication, this movie is going to be pivotal in shaping how we look at the Marvel Cinematic Universe going forward, and how the multiverse to which it belongs connects to many of the other properties that have come before, such as the Fox X-Men, Daredevil, and even Deadpool himself, who is also a newcomer to this universe. But what exactly can we expect for what could potentially be the biggest crossover superhero movie to date? Now, to kick off this discussion, I want to start with a quote that I found. If I were to write Deadpool 3, this is what I'd have happen. TVA or incursion. At the end of Deadpool 2, he was time hopping, changing a bunch of stuff. So 3 be a result of that. In Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe comics, he is trying to escape the comics and go after the writers, illustrators, etc. So maybe here he could be going after Kevin from She-Hulk. And it can be revealed that Kevin is actually a front for some other entity, fixing the She-Hulk issue. What else could this fix? Now, that was written back in June of 2023, long before a lot of the material that has recently come out in regards to Deadpool and the direction it's going. And it was written by none other than me, actually. I wrote that back in June of 2023. Well, it's not exactly a reliable source, but since that point, we have gotten this scene with the TVA, as well as this scene, and many more that tell us definitively that this idea, at least in part, was shared by those who ended up going on to write the movie itself, and that the TVA will play a large part in at least launching the events of Deadpool and Wolverine. So does that mean that we can expect Deadpool to be going after the robotic equivalent of Kevin Feige as well? Well, no, at least not as his primary focus. We've actually already had the big bad revealed to us in Cassandra Nova, who in the comics is a twin, sort of Charles Xavier, and has many of the same mental manipulation powers he does, along with telekinesis. From what we've seen thus far, it looks like the movie's going to focus on the conflict with her and her goons in the pursuit of saving Deadpool's universe, possibly from an incursion. Now, this doesn't mean that Kevin won't make an appearance, possibly as some throwaway joke. It just means he won't be the focus. In reality, the focus of this movie is going to be on the buddy cop-style antics of Deadpool and Wolverine, just as the title suggests. Now, other cameos are going to come and go, but the two of them will remain the link that ties together everything that happens throughout the course of this movie. But that brings us back to our original question. What is going to happen in this movie? Now, we've heard what Past Me thinks, who has seen none of the teasers or trailers that have come out since then. So now let's take a look at what Current Me thinks, who has seen all of them many times over. We know there's a lot that is going to be going on throughout this film, and the TVA is clearly going to get involved, taking Wade from a birthday party and getting him informed of something big that they've been tracking. I actually don't think the TVA is going to be a long-term player throughout the whole course of the movie, as we see Wolverine and Deadpool jumping through temporal portals, not through the TVA time doors. The TVA is going to be the catalyst that gets Wade involved. They reveal to him the threat to his timeline and recruit him to capture Wolverine for them, perhaps in exchange for letting Deadpool's own time-altering slide. We know Wolverine has experience with time travel, as we see him time traveling in X-Men Days of Future Past. Maybe this is a Wolverine that tried to go back and change things and messed it up, somehow making it worse. Deadpool shows up at the bar, and although I'm sure it doesn't go as smoothly as the trailer makes it look, he successfully brings a drunk Wolverine back to the TVA. I expect this to be about where the TVA's role ends. Maybe they get wiped out by the real big bad, or maybe they just decide This conflict is no longer under their jurisdiction. What I think is most likely to actually happen is that after Deadpool captures Wolverine, the TVA end up condemning him to life at the end of time, and they exile him to the void. I think this is not going to sit well with Deadpool, and in his conflict with the TVA, he's going to end up getting sent back himself. Now, Wolverine blames Deadpool for his recent trouble, so when Deadpool shows up in the void, the two of them have their big fight, until the real villain, Cassandra Nova, shows up with her cronies. Deadpool and Wolverine are able to handle Sabretooth, Azazel, Lady Deathstrike, and the others, but Cassandra proves they are no match for her. She does not end up killing them, however, and instead just captures them. And somehow all of them manage to find a way to escape the void. The problem is, this now sets Cassandra loose upon the world. So now Deadpool and Wolverine need to assemble a team from across the multiverse to stop Cassandra. And Deadpool decides that the best course of action here is to assemble a team of Deadpools. In this, we see the army of variants, including Dog Deadpool, Lady Deadpool, Cowboy Deadpool, and I'm sure some truly crazy variants. But like in Deadpool 2, I don't think the team he puts together is going to last very long. The result being they're going to need to assemble a different team. A team of 20th Century Fox multiverse characters. With the likes of Elektra from Daredevil, some of the original X-Men, and others. In the end, they prevail. But something causes Deadpool, and maybe Wolverine, to be thrust out into a different universe. One that looks familiar. One that's a little more cinematic. Now, I don't know if that's exactly how it's all going to go. But personally, having watched all the trailers and the teasers and everything in between, that's the course of events that I think makes the most sense to me. So my question for you in the comment section is, what cameos do you think we're going to see that we haven't yet? We've already seen Toad and Sabretooth and X-23 now, and others in the trailers. But what have they not shown us? Are we going to see Storm, Cyclops, maybe Hulk or Taylor Swift? Let me know which you think we're going to get in the comments down below and which ones you're rooting for. And as always, thank you for watching.